Hi friends, welcome to all. In this video we are going to see the packet tracer activity determining the DR and BDR. Before that friends, if you like to get my future uploading video info directly into your Gmail, you can subscribe this channel right now. Coming back to our activity, here we can see our addressing table. Also we will go through the objectives. In part 1, examine DR and BDR changing roles. In part 2, modify ospf priority and force election. Also we will go through the scenario here. In this activity you will examine DR and BDR roles and watch the roles change when there is a change in the network. You will then modify the priority to control the roles and force a new election. Finally, you will verify routers are filling the desired roles. Coming to part 1, examine DR and BDR changing roles. Step 1, wait until the amber link lights turn green. Anyway, here in our packet tracer we can see it is in green color. All the amber changed to green. When you first open the file in packet tracer, you may notice that the link lights for the switch are amber. Yes, when we opened, in the beginning we can see that all these switches interfaces, I mean this link will be amber. Then after a moment, I mean after 50 seconds, here they mentioned that these link lights will stay amber for 50 seconds while the switch makes sure that one of the routers is not another switch. Yes, so alternatively you can click fast forward time to bypass this process. So we can go faster using this fast forward time option in this packet tracer. Coming to step 2, verify the current ospf neighbor states. Use the appropriate command on each router to examine the current DR and BDR. And we can see here two questions. Anyway, we will come to a router. We will come to RB. To here we will give show IP ospf interface so that we can see the details of DR and BDR. Here we can see a designated router ID 192.168.31.33. So we will check this address in our topology. Here we can see that, so this is the designated router, that is RC. Also here we can see a backup designated router. The ID is 192.168.31.22. We will check this IP address in our packet tracer. Here we can see that it's the router RB. So now currently we are in RB. Also we can see the state here. Yes, the state is a BDR, that is a backup designated router. Also just we will go to a designated router here, that is RC, and here we will give the show command, show IP ospf interface, and we will check the details. Here we can see designated router, its address. Here we can see that. Here we can see the state, it's a designated router. Coming to B, which router is the DR? Yes, we had seen that it's the router RC. Which router is the BDR? It's RB. Coming to step 3, turn on IP ospf adjacency debugging. You can monitor the DR and BDR election process with a debug command. On RA and RB, enter the following command: debug IP ospf adjacency. Coming to the specified routers, first of all we will come to the router RA. Enable, here we are going to give debug IP ospf adjacency. ospf adjacency events debugging is on. Now we will go to RB. Here we are going to give debug IP ospf adjacency. Coming to step 4, disable the gigabit Ethernet 0/0 interface on RC. So we are going to disable the interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0. Here we can see that from this router RC. Disable the link between RC and the switch to cause roles to change. Also, wait about 30 seconds after after disabling this gigabit Ethernet 0/0 interface on RC for the dead timers to expire on RA and RB. According to the debug output, which router was elected DR and which router was elected BDR. So we will check that. Now coming to the router RC, we are going to disable the interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0 here. Interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0 shutdown. Here we can see this link is down now. Now we will go to RA and RB and we will observe the changes. Here we can see after 30 seconds we received a debug output on both routers RA and RB. Considering this RB output, a debug output, here we can see the BDR and DR election details. Here we can see BDR, that is 192.168.31.11. Coming to our topology, it's the router RA. And here we can see DR, that is 192.168.31.22, that is the router RB. Coming to step 5, restore the gigabit Ethernet 0/0 interface on RC, or re-enable the link between RC and the switch. Wait for the new DR or BDR elections to occur. Did DR and BDR roles change? Why or why not? We will check that. Coming to RC, here we are going to give a no shut command. Here we can see the link is up. Here we will give fast forward time. Now we will check the status of DR and BDR. We will come to RB. Here we can see only ospf loaded. We cannot see any election of DR or BDR. So what we will do here, we will give a show command, show IP ospf interface, and we will verify the DR and BDR. Here we can see designated router is 192.168.31.22. It's still RB. Also we can see backup designated router, that is BDR, that is 192.168.31.11, that is this router RA. Here we did not see any DR or BDR role change. Here we can see the designated router is RB and the backup designated router is RA. Here we can see when this router RC with the higher router ID is active now, but here the DR election is not considered. It will be considered only when this designated router fails. That means when this router RB fails. Now we will go to step 6, disable the gigabit Ethernet 0/0 interface on RB. Disable the link between RB and the switch to cause roles to change. Wait about 30 seconds for the hold down timers to expire on RA and RC. According to the debug output on RA, which router was elected DR and which router was elected BDR. So we will check that. Coming to the router RB, configure terminal, we have to go to the interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0 and shutdown command. Here we can see the link between RB and S1 is down now. Now we will come to the router RA and we will check the DR and BDR. Here we can see a debug output here. Here is the DR, that is 192.168.31.11. Here we can see the router RA, and here is the BDR, that is 192.168.31.33. Here we can see that it's the router RC. Coming to step 7, restore the gigabit Ethernet 0/0 interface on RB. Re-enable the link between RB and the switch. Wait for the new DR or BDR elections to occur. Did DR and BDR roles change? Why or why not? We will check that. So coming to the router RB, here we are going to give a no shut command so that the interface will be up. Here we can see that. We will give fast forward time. Now we will check any DR or BDR roles change happened or not. Coming to RA, here we are going to give the command show IP ospf interface, and here we can see the details. Here designated router ID is 192.168.31.11. This is our router RA. There is no change. Also we can see backup designated router here with the ID 192.168.31.33. This is RC. So here we cannot see any DR BDR role change. Coming to step 8, turn off debugging. Enter the command undebug all on RA and RB to disable debugging. Right, so coming to RA, here we are going to give undebug all. Coming to RC, enable undebug all. Now we will come to part 2, modify ospf priority and force elections. Step 1, configure ospf priorities on each router. To change the DR and BDR, configure the gigabit Ethernet 0/0 port of each router with the following ospf interface priorities. Here we can see that we have to give a 200 for RA, 100 for RB, and 1 for RC. This is a default priority. Coming to RA, configure terminal, we have to go to the interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0, and here we are going to change the priority. Here we have to give a 200. Now we will come to RB, priority is 100. Enable configure terminal interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0. IP ospf priority 100. Coming to RC, we have to give a priority 1. Configure terminal interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0. IP ospf priority 1. Coming to step 2, force an election by reloading the switch. Note, the command to clear IP ospf process can also be used on the routers to reset the ospf process. Here either we can reload the switch S1 or we can give the command to clear IP ospf process on each routers. So coming to S1, we will reload this switch. Reload, confirm. Coming to step 3, verify DR and BDR elections were successful. A. Wait long enough for ospf to converge and for the DR BDR election to occur. This should take a few minutes. You can click fast forward time to speed up the process. So here we can click this fast forward time for that. According to output from an appropriate command, which router is now DR and which router is now BDR. We will check that. Coming to the router RA, we will check in this router. Enable show IP ospf interface, and here we can see the details. Here we can see the designated router ID is 192.168.31.11. Yes, here we can see right here that is the router RA, and the backup designated router that is 192.168.31.22. Here we can see that is a router RB. Well, that's all. Here we can see in this packet tracer activity that is determining the DR and BDR. Here we can see the completion status 30 out of 30. Friends, if you have any doubt in this packet tracer activity, please comment below. Also, if you like my video, give a thumb and don't forget to subscribe the channel so that you will get latest uploading video info directly into your Gmail. Thank you.